Managing Anxiety. Welcome to Presentation 5 in the Anxiety and Autism series. In this presentation, we will further examine tactics and strategies which may assist your child in combating their anxiety. Let's start by taking a look at two approaches to combating anxiety. There are two ways for the individual to manage their anxiety levels, physically and cognitively. The physical approach to managing anxiety stresses the importance of activities to relieve stress and anxiety. The cognitive approach is a more thoughtful approach to anxiety and stress management. Let's take a closer look at both with the help of Klug. This clip will examine how to manage anxiety and stress the physical way.
Coping with stress the physical way. In this lesson, we are going to learn about how we can deal with stress the physical way. So we have talked about what stress is, stress triggers, and when stress becomes a problem. Scientists have found that physical activity, or exercise, helps with stress. We already know that when your body senses a threat, it releases hormones to help you cope with that situation. These hormones are called endorphins. Physical activity, like exercising, releases hormones too. The hormones that are released during exercise make you feel good. Why does exercise help with stress? The hormones that your body releases during exercise make you feel good and can help you deal with stress. As well as that, exercising has been proven to help with mood. Exercising makes you focus on one thing, which can stop your brain from thinking about stressful things. Exercise can help you sleep. When you have had a good night's sleep, your body and mind are able to cope better with stress. We mentioned that some of the reactions of your body to stress can be fight or flight mode. Exercise can help your body stop this fight or flight feeling. Remember, exercise is not just about sport or running. Exercise is about moving your body. There are lots of different types of exercise, like walking, yoga, cycling, and going to an exercise class. Different people like different types of exercise, and that's okay. So, what have you learned? Number 1. Exercise can help with stress. Number 2. When you exercise, your body releases hormones that make you feel good and can help you deal with stress. Number 3. Exercising can also help your brain stop thinking about stressful things. Number 4. Exercise can help you sleep, which helps you cope with stress better. Number 5. Exercising can help with fight or flight stress responses. Number 6. There are lots of different types of exercise, like walking, cycling, yoga, and going to an exercise class. Exercise can help with stress at school too. Let's see how. You can exercise at break time at school. Let's discuss. Discuss with your helper what kind of exercises you could do at break time. Sometimes at school, you take breaks where you can exercise or move around. Sometimes the whole class will do some exercises. Other times, some people might leave the classroom with a helper and do exercises somewhere else. Remember, some schools call these movement breaks. So, what have you learned? Number 1. Exercising can help you deal with stress at school. Number 2. You can exercise at break time at school. Number 3. You can exercise during movement breaks at school. Let's discuss. Discuss with your helper when you can get some exercise during your day at school. Physical activity, or exercise, can help you deal with stress. Exercise helps your body deal with stress by releasing hormones, as well as helping you focus and sleep better. You can exercise at school to help with stress. At school, you can exercise at break time or during movement breaks.
Now let's take a look at a different approach using another short video from our Social Skills for Autism app series. In this clip, managing anxiety or stress the mindful way is explored.
Coping with stress the thoughtful way. So we have talked about dealing with stress at school in a physical way. Now we are going to learn about how we can deal with stress at school the thoughtful way. What do we mean by the thoughtful way? Well, by using the power of your mind. You can cope with stress at school the thoughtful way by using grounding activities. Grounding activities do not mean getting down on the ground. In electricity, grounding is a method of removing excess electricity from a device. Grounding for humans is a way of removing excess stress from the body. Grounding involves focusing on where you are in that exact moment. One grounding activity is to concentrate on the ways you are connected to the ground and to objects around you. Let's try it. First, put your feet firmly on the ground. Concentrate on the feeling of your feet on the ground. Concentrate on the feeling of your back and legs touching your chair. Grounding questions. Number 1. Where am I? Number 2. What day is today? Number 3. What month is it? Number 4. What year is it? Number 5. How old am I? Number 6. What season is it? If you are feeling stressed, you can ground yourself by looking around at where you are. Find 5 things you can see. 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. And 1 thing you can taste. So, what have you learned? Number 1. You can cope with stress the thoughtful way by using the power of your mind. Number 2. Grounding activities help remove stress from the body. Number 3. One grounding activity involves concentrating on where your body is touching the ground and your chair. Number 4. Another grounding activity involves asking yourself questions about yourself in the present. Number 5. You can also ground yourself by looking around your environment and finding 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Let's discuss. With your helper, try some of the grounding activities. Discuss how you felt during and after the activities. Sometimes when you are stressed, your thoughts run through your mind really quickly. Concentrating on one thing at a time can help slow your thoughts down again. Concentrating on one thing at a time is called mindfulness. Let's look at some different ways of slowing our thoughts down. Hold an object in your hand. It can be something from your desk or your pencil case. Does it feel smooth or rough? Does it feel warm or cold? Does it feel heavy or light? Does it have bumps or corners? Remember, the object should be small enough to hold in your hand. Take slow, deep breaths. Slowly take a breath in through your nose. As you take the breath in, concentrate on the feeling of the breath coming in through your nose and down into your lungs. Slowly leave the breath out of your mouth. As you leave the breath out, concentrate on the feeling of the breath leaving your lungs and coming out of your mouth. Imagine yourself in your favorite place. What does it look like? What can you smell? Is the temperature hot or cold? Remember, grounding and mindfulness activities are not just for school. You can use them if you are stressed in other places too. So, what have you learned? Number 1. Mindfulness can help us slow our thoughts down when we are stressed. Number 2. Mindfulness involves concentrating on one thing. Number 3. We can practice mindfulness by holding an object. Number 4. We can practice mindfulness by taking deep breaths and concentrating on the breath coming into and leaving your body. Number 5. We can practice mindfulness by imagining our favorite place. Let's discuss. With your helper, try some of the mindfulness activities. Discuss how you felt during and after the activities. We can cope with stress the thoughtful way by using the power of our mind. We can use grounding activities which help us focus on where we are at an exact moment. We can use mindfulness activities which help us focus on one thing at a time, like on an object or our breathing.
The following are some general strategies that may help. Use visual supports as language can be harder to process in times of high anxiety. Visuals can be more easily processed. Use visuals like gestures, pictures, text to help prepare for change. Support during change also helps reduce anxiety. Change in life is inevitable, but preparation can make all the difference. Visual schedules and social stories can help to remove uncertainty from daily life as well as new situations. It's important to explain why something is happening. This explanation will depend on the child's language abilities, but giving a logical, rational explanation of a change can take away the unsettling mystery of it. Try to stay away from just because explanations. Always explain the what. Prepare as much as possible for the sequence of events that are going to happen, where they are going, who will be there, what will happen. Start with explaining with what will happen. If necessary, what to expect from a sensory perspective. For example, there might be a strong smell of, it might get a bit loud when. Everyone likes to know what is expected of them. It informs how we behave. Help the child understand what is expected of them. You could role play how they will greet new people, what they can do if they need a break, etc. Going to school, different activities, and therapy appointments can be very demanding on kids. Downtime does not necessarily mean doing nothing, but should include no social expectations, no academic expectations, no therapy-related expectations. A child may not be able to identify that they need downtime. It can be useful to facilitate downtime in a child's day. For a child who is anxious about social situations, developing their social skills may help them feel more confident in these situations and make them less daunting. For more information on social skills training, see our social skills section. So when should professional help be sought? If worry/anxiety affects a child's ability to continue with their daily life, for example, school or activities. If worries or anxiety are causing stress and upset. If worries and anxiety seem to be uncontrollable. This list is not exhaustive. It is always best to seek professional help if you have concerns about your child's welfare. Here are some books on this area which may be of value.